FP&A teams spend too much time stitching together analysis. Data sits in enterprise systems, analysis often happens in Excel, narratives are built manually, and every executive question creates another cycle of rework. What this demo shows is a different model. Board for Microsoft 365 with Claude brings governed enterprise planning data directly into Excel and accelerates the analysis process with your AI of choice. This is a critical distinction. Claude is not analyzing disconnected spreadsheets. The board add-in connects Excel directly to governed board data. That means FP&A teams can work in Excel, access trusted enterprise planning data, maintain a single source of truth, and eliminate version control issues. The value here is not replacing Excel. The value is transforming Excel into a governed AI-powered planning workspace. Now, we're going to see the analyst create an EBITDA analysis directly inside Excel. In this example, Claude structures the analysis, builds charts, generates summaries, and organizes findings into executive-ready outputs. Normally, this would require hours of manual work, building pivots, creating charts, writing narratives, and formatting executive summaries. Instead, your AI, built on top of Excel on board governed data, accelerates the mechanics of analysis so finance teams can focus on business interpretation and decision-making. This is where FP&A shifts from report production to strategic guidance. The analyst always remains fully in control. This is not autonomous finance. This is AI-augmented FP&A built on governed enterprise data. In the next part of this video, we see how Claude is asked to create a CFO-level ready EBITDA bridge comparing actuals versus plan. These are not just numbers, but a true executive summary, EBITDA bridge, narrative diagnosis with recommended next steps. This is where the value really becomes clear. Executives don't want rows of variance detail. They want to understand what happened, why did it happen, and what should we investigate next. Claude helps transform planning data into executive decision support when it's used in conjunction with the board platform. Now we're going to spend some time identifying the key business questions. Claude immediately here identifies the central diligence question. Is the fixed cost favorability structural improvement or a planning issue? That is a powerful FP&A capability. The AI is helping direct attention toward the highest value business questions, not just summarizing the data itself. The analyst follows the recommendation and launches a deeper cost analysis. This dramatically shortens the cycle between identifying a variance, investigating the root causes, and reaching an executive conclusion. That reduction in insight latency is a major advantage for finance organizations. Now the analysis reveals something important. Fixed costs are running 46% under plan consistently across every quarter and every region. That pattern signals a planning baseline issue, not operational performance. Without this level of analysis, leadership could easily misinterpret the results. This is where AI delivers real value for FP&A, not just faster reporting, but actual better decision quality. Here, we can see how Claude confirms the variance is proportional and uniform, indicating a planning input issue rather than true operational improvement. This helps finance teams classify variances faster and move leadership discussions forward with greater confidence. In this final section, the workflow shifts into forward-looking planning. The analyst launches a sensitivity analysis around revenue growth and cost optimization. Claude automatically builds the scenario framework using governed board planning data and financial logic. This dramatically accelerates one of the most time-consuming FP&A activities, scenario modeling. Instead of building formulas manually, your finance teams can focus on evaluating the strategic trade-offs presented. Notice here that Claude is not simply generating commentary. It is constructing functional financial analysis directly inside the Excel workflow. The completed sensitivity analysis immediately shows EBITDA impacts, cost leverage, and scenario trade-offs. And importantly, the calculations remain transparent and reviewable, which is critical for finance trust and adoption. Finally, we will write this back into the planning process. The scenarios and commentary are written back directly into your planning workflows and board. This closes one of the biggest gaps in enterprise AI. The outputs are not isolated insights. They're part of your operational planning assets. In this demo, we saw how board remains the enterprise planning system and source of truth, while Excel remains the analytical workspace and Claude becomes the analytical accelerator. Together, they create a modern FP&A operating model built for faster insight, better planning quality, and stronger executive decision-making.